Good morning. Happy Monday morning in March. If you are coming on live, say hey with your name, preferably. If you're watching replay, say replay so I can know who's watching live and who's coming on and watching a little later. This card reading will be good for the next, the energy of the moon is good for 3 days before the moon and 3 days after. So you have a full week of being able to use moon manifesting energy. But we are also going to be talking a little bit about Saturn moving into Pisces for the next couple of years and what that means and how this moon can help us manifest, and Saturn in Pisces can help us supercharge this manifestation. So say hi if you're here. How are you guys feeling right now? Are you feeling the energies of this moon? Are you feeling the shift of Saturn into Pisces? And maybe you didn't know that that's what was happening, but are you feeling super emotionally charged? Are you feeling really heavy and sluggish and tired? That's some of the energies that I have been feeling over the last couple of days. I've also been incredibly spinny, dizzy, lightheaded, nauseous since March 3rd, the 333 portal. We had a 333 portal, March 3rd, 2003. So there's 3 threes. So trinity of threes. Just getting some energy cleared. So say hi if you're here. So this is very interactive. As we do this reading today, and my energy is very low because this moon has got me, and the 3-3 portal has just got me like I did not sleep last night. This is why you get this. Trust me, I'm a unicorn. Went to the hot springs yesterday to try to rest and relax, and I feel much better, but I did not sleep much last night. So who's here? Say hi so I can see you. We're going to be doing the Hero's Journey from this archetype deck because this moon, the supermoon in Virgo, is the last moon in winter. Hallelujah! We're almost to spring. You guys, you've almost made it. Just 2 more weeks. And it's known mostly as the worm moon because this is when the ground typically starts thawing and earthworms start to come out of the ground. But it's also known as the crust moon when the snow gets a little hard crust on the top because it's kind of melting throughout the day, but then freezes again at night. So this year we've definitely got a crust moon here in my home. We actually got more snow last night, probably another 3 inches. But I thought we would do a hero's journey because this Virgo moon Virgo is very logical. It's an earth sign, so they're very grounded, very logical, tend to overthink things. I have a Virgo rising, so I'm very well aware of Virgo energy. But it's happening in Pisces, and Pisces is water. And Pisces is they're very emotional, and they're very intuitive, and they very much live in this dream state world. And so this Saturn is the planet of discipline. So we take discipline from air because it's moving from Aquarius into Pisces. Discipline from air, which is also Aquarius is humanitarian. So we take this discipline into this humanitarian space where we're trying to figure out how to be a little more disciplined as a humanity as whole, and now into this like dream world. This discipline moves into what? Into our dream world? How do we have discipline in our dream world? Which is really beautiful and has been coming up for a lot of people lately because you guys, everybody has dreams, everybody has goals. And I'm not talking about the ones that we sleep at night, although that they do play an important role. And I would invite you to start a dream journal, especially now that Saturn is moving into Pisces, and it's our dreams do give us a lot of messages, because it's where our subconscious processes what our brain can't consciously process. So it plays out in dreams. And so there can be some really deep awarenesses and insights that happen. So as Saturn moves into Pisces, these dreams are going to start to feel really big and really important, because they're being magnified right now by Saturn. And so it's like, how do we take our dreams and how do we find discipline around them? And this is the fun part. This is what I love to do, because I love helping people realize their dreams. I am currently living my dreams, and it is amazing. It has taken me 42 years to finally actualize and live my dreams. And they've come in a way that has completely surprised me, not the way I thought they would at all. So it's really important, as you're dreaming and setting these goals and intentions, that you really let go of the outcome and just trust that the universe is going to bring you that thing in a way that you didn't even know you wanted or needed. And it's going to be so much better than how you thought it should turn out. And this is where the Virgo comes in a little challenging, because the Virgo is very much detail-oriented, pragmatic, logical. So we're going to do this hero's journey. And I really want you to be thinking, what is that thing that you just, like, if I had all my ducks in a row, if I had all the money in the world, if I had all the time in the world, if I didn't have any obstacles, any blah, 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 what's that thing? What's that dream that you would want to be going after? And I really want you to dream big, because Saturn is going to be in Pisces for at least the next 3 years. So what we're doing today can cause ripples and effects over the next 3 years. And so really taking a moment to sit and go, okay. And you probably already know what it is. I would love to hear it, actually, in the comments. Will you just tell me, what is your dream? What is your hope? What is your vision? And it can be totally personal for yourself. It can be humanitarian and global for the planet. It can be a relationship that you have with your body, your finances, your partner, your children. Really, it can be anything. So let's just actually take a moment to center with that. Just take a couple of nice big deep breaths in through the nose, filling your lungs all the way up, and then open your mouth and sigh it out. Take a big deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out. Really let your belly expand as you inhale. Taking a moment to call in that circle of safety around you, circle of light, circle of love. Calling in any angel guides, guardians, ancestors that you would like assistance in this moment of manifesting, this moment of dreaming and hoping. I want you to take your hands up to your head, and I want you to kind of open up your crown chakra. Imagine you're picking, things out of the way, just kind of opening it up, get it spinning, wipe off your third eye, kind of open it up, pull away the curtains, dust off the cobwebs, open up your throat chakra, open and close your mouth. Yawning might happen. It's still early. We're still waking up. Open up your heart, maybe give it a little tap or rub. Open up your belly, rub or tap your belly, or just pull out whatever's in the way. Place your hands on your sacral, right over that womb space. Yes, men have one too. And then down your roots, just kind of tapping and opening up all of the 7 chakras. Taking this moment as we tune into this Virgo supermoon and Saturn entering Pisces. this time for dreaming and being disciplined, finding discipline in our dreams, and finding gratitude for where we are now that is going to be the springboard for those dreams. Help open the ears to hear what they need to hear. Help open the mind to know what it needs to know. And I'm not talking about K-N-O-W, I'm talking about G-N-O, gnosis, this inner knowing, not just knowledge that anybody can get, but your own knowing. Open the eyes to see what they need to see. Open the heart and body to feel what it needs to feel for the highest good of all involved. And so it is. Okay. All right. I would love to claim your dreams. Everybody type them in the comments. What is this dream that showed up for you? Because this hero's journey is, it's a 5-card spread. It's going to take you through your challenges, your obstacles, your reward for going after it, and how it's going to change you. So this is one of my favorite card spreads to do when I've got a big thing that I'm going for, and want to kind of know a little more information on what to expect. So the first card is the call. The call is your inner voice. It's the agitation and dissatisfaction or inspiration that prompts you to courageously embark on a new journey. What is that thing? What is niggling at you? What is poking at you? This thing that's just like, oh, I would love to do that. Oh, if only I could. What is it? Type it in the comments. Claim it. I'm not going to read any cards to tell you guys comment. There's 9 of you on here. I see you. Claim it. This is not the place to be shy. This is the place to be bold. This is the time when Saturn's entering Pisces to start discipline. And first thing in discipline is write it down so you can see it. And it's no longer up here taking energy. It's now a thing. It's in the physical form, even if it's on social media where everybody can see. So comment what your goal, your dream, your journey that you're about to embark on is. Claim it. And then I will pull the first card. There's 9 of you on here. So I want to see at least 3 comments before I start. You guys, don't be shy. This is part of it. You have to claim it. And that discipline does require going, okay, how can I put this into a coherent sentence? This thing that I want. Oh, and I'm spilling coffee all over the place this morning, you guys. I'm having, this energy's got me going good. I'm going to open my phone and see if maybe there's chat going on in here because I am not seeing anything on this end. Let me turn my volume down. Oh, hey, okay. This thing is not showing me comments. So frustrating. Okay. You have the same hat, Holly? Of course you do. We're motherfucking unicorns. Okay. So Britta, share my love of Qigong and its healing power with the world. I want to be a good wife and mother, live a beautiful space, and see more of this beautiful world before my time transition comes. I claim it, open to receive. Those are beautiful. Now choose one. Just pick one of those that you're going to focus on today. Melanie, share plant medicine with the world to help women heal. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love plant medicine. Hi, Jen. Okay, journey of claiming myself back. I want to create a healing center where others can come experience healing in community. Yes, yes, yes. Get it. Overthinking here. Okay, just take a deep breath. Jenny, what is it that you want so bad that you've just been dreaming of for so long? And it's kind of been that if only I could have done this, if only I could have done that, or if only I had the money or the time or the right, whatever, that thing that's just kind of like, it's just been in the if onlys, the ethers. Christine, to have a very successful business using my emotional healing technique. Oh, I'm loving this. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So we've got a couple of beautiful intentions set. And the intention that I'm holding for the collective is that people start going after their dreams. You guys, this is what I do. I help people realize, actualize their dreams by removing the fears and helping boost their confidence and helping them see their own divinity and their own gifts within them. Like, this is what we do at the collective. So this is like this is kind of a BFD today. The call. So the call is the pilgrim. All right. Let's find the pilgrim. Here's the card. So just look at the image. Let's see which way is, there we go, right side up. Just look at that image and what does the image evoke in you? Before I even read the card, just kind of look and see, what does the pilgrim mean? This is the call. This is that thing that's frustrating you, that's keeping you from embarking on the journey that you know you're meant to take. The pilgrim, the wanderer, the traveler, the apprentice. For the pilgrim, an outward journey is always an inward journey. This archetypal wanderer seeks wisdom, experience, and meaning in the farthest reaches of the globe and the deepest regions of the spirit. Others will wonder when the pilgrim will settle down and claim a more conventional life, but the pilgrim knows that the heart belongs in motion. Where there is motion, there is freedom, expansion, and growth. Responsibilities, social conventions, and logistics lull us to sleep, and soon the pilgrim becomes veiled in the slumber of the day-to-day. Oh, you guys, this is hitting. Yet when this archetype awakens, it rallies our sense of adventure and leads us out the door toward a new reality. With the pilgrim at your side, you will never lack courage, nor do you need every amenity. Travel light, travel soon. Your spirit needs it. When light, the pilgrim learns, grows, adapts, studies. When dark, so in the shadow, the pilgrim is aloof, non-committal, and flaky. Even in the stillness of meditation, the pilgrim feels the movement of the heart towards what it loves. So this is the call. This is the dissatisfaction or inspiration that prompts you to embark on this journey. And what the big message that I got out of there was the responsibilities, social conventions, and logistics lull us to sleep. And soon the pilgrim becomes veiled in the slumber of the day-to-day. Like, how many times have we just been like, I'll get to it tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow. But then the laundry piles up, or the dishes pile up, or the kids need something, or the spouse needs something, or my job needs something, or my family. That's like, oh, and so it's easier to just take care of all of this other stuff because it's like, just right now, it's imminent and it's comfortable, it's safe. And so you don't embark, you don't take that step. The other part that felt really powerful was, the pilgrim knows that the heart belongs in motion. Where there is motion, there is freedom, expansion, and growth. So this is telling you that this thing, it needs movement. It is time to do the thing. It's time to start taking action now. This is kind of what's been keeping you back, is like the just complacency of day-to-day living. How does that feel for you guys? Does that ring? The call to walk in Dharma, your life purpose. Yes, so beautiful, Britta. It is time. Explosion of possibility. Oh, I love that phrasing, Jen. Explosion. Ooh, cultivate my garden, Cass. That's beautiful. Okay, Jenny, time to wander somewhat aimlessly with my husband. Right now in the last semester of high school with our graduate granddaughter who is living with us. Oh, yes. Oh, Kimberly, I am reading this just for you, girl. Okay. All right. So the second card that we're going to pull is the threshold. This is the obstacle to your leaving. This is your obstacle to doing the thing that you know you're supposed to do. The habit that wants to hold you back. It's likely held you back many times before. So what is the threshold for us just really starting to go for our dreams, our purpose, our passion, our dharma here on this earth life? What did we come here to do, to be, to contribute to the collective consciousness that only you can contribute? Like, this world needs you, like, legit. The comic. Oh boy. Okay. So let's see what this card has to say for us. I'm already having some really interesting thoughts. The comic, you guys, let's look at this card. I love this deck so much. So just first notice the images that this evokes in you. First of all, I see a cute little cat with a party hat and these like spokes of energy coming out of it, but its eyes are like wonky, like, why I can't see straight. Okay, so remember, this is the threshold, the thing that is keeping you from taking the step, doing the thing, going for your dreams. The Joker, the Clown, the Fool. The comic carries a remedy for all that ails this world. Amid the deepest pain and suffering, there is always the potential to lift up and out of the darkness through laughter. Though dismissed by some as lowbrow or unsophisticated, this archetype actually has a highly advanced mind. Some may use the word genius. As humor requires one to see the situation from afar rather than to be swept away by the drama. The comic sees and accepts the messiness of life, using it as material to be mixed and shaped into a potion to soothe the stressed and serious mind. They literally lighten us up. Thus, within the comic is usually the sage or the magician, working healing magic upon any audience who will lend an ear. The comic may be the archetype that heals the deep division in our world, one pun at a time. When light, the comic is hilarious, ingenuous, and spirited and easygoing. When dark and its shadow, sarcastic, harsh, brooding, drunk. The comic has plenty of shade to throw on others, and it can fall into shadow at the drop of a hat. Beware of their sharp claws. So what's really coming up for me with this, even before I read this, and this didn't even go into it, but what's showing up for me, because this is the threshold, this is what's keeping you from going after your dreams. I'm such a hot mess. Oh my gosh, you guys, what is wrong with my life? Oh, I'm such a blah, 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 blah. We use self-deprecating humor as a deflective shield. It is like one of our armors that we use because heaven forbid we feel our emotions. But guess what? Pisces season, all about feeling emotions. So you're going to be feeling emotions, and now it is time to start expressing them and feeling them and giving yourself permission to feel them instead of covering them up with comedy, sarcasm, and deflecting with humor. So this one hits me pretty home. And guys, I'm really good at deflecting with humor. And there are times when humor is good because it does lighten up the situation, but just check in. Am I using humor now to deflect, or am I lightening the situation? And that can really help you start to discern, okay, I'm really uncomfortable here because I'm supposed to be doing the thing that scares me the most. And so instead of doing that thing, I'm just going to make a joke about how inept I am and how incapable and how whatever. Is this hitting for anybody else? Obstacle pow, slay. Yes, Britta. We get to find the comedy in the chaos. Absolutely. We get to find the comedy in the chaos. We just have to be careful that we don't lean on comedy to cover up how we feel, because our feelings are giving us true emotional feedback of like, hey, something's not right here. You need to do something, because emotion means energy in motion. So when you're feeling these emotions that are causing you this discomfort, instead of just flippantly making a joke and dismissing it or being self-deprecating or whatever, we go, okay, this emotion is trying to tell me something. Where does my energy need to move? Where does this energy need to be in motion? What direction am I pointing this? Are kind of the thoughts that are coming to me. I feel like I use cynicism as a defense mechanism, but man, can I be sarcastic, cutting jerk sometimes. Maybe I need to just feel stuff instead of brushing it off with snarkiness. I mean, I remember the first time someone broke down the word sarcasm to me, and sarc in Latin or Greek, I don't remember, don't quote me, means to tear. Minor little tears. So when you're being sarcastic, you're literally causing little fissures and tears and either picking at yourself or other people. And it's like literally causing harm. And it is one of the worst communication things that exist out there, because it's extremely passive aggressive. There's partial truth to it, but you're not really stating it how you feel because you're masking it with sarcasm and humor. So being really, and you guys, sarcasm was my first language. Like legit, that was how my family communicated everything, was through sarcasm. And so I've really had to learn how to dial that back and go, okay, there's times absolutely to play and be the comic and lighten the mood. But then there's other times like, do I really need to say this? And am I masking it in a joke so that I'm still getting it out, but I don't really have to get vulnerable and say how I really feel, because it's time to get vulnerable. Pisces is vulnerability. You can do this. Okay, so let's read the third card. The third card is the ordeal, the deeply profound challenge or dilemma you will face along the way. Because like life is just, there's certain things that happen in life. The pendulum swings. It's the natural rhythm. It's the law of correspondence and the law of rhythm. The pendulum, as far as it swings to the positive pole, it's got to swing at least as far to the negative pole before it swings back again. So you're going to have to go through some shit. Like it's part of the process. It is just natural. So don't resist it, because that will just cause more suffering and struggle. So the ordeal. Okay, and we are having a theme. So far, everything has been in the double X's. One more. Here we go. Okay, and we've got the healer. This is the ordeal that you get to overcome, the obstacle that's going to show up for you, the healer. Just look at that image, a snake with 3 heads. And then there's this surface in here with 3 separate things on it. One looks like a teardrop. One looks like an eye. Interesting. The lightworker, the gifted, the old soul. Though some claim the work of the healer as the gift and name it as their dharma, the force of this archetype is within everyone. That means you. Yes, you are a healer. And it may not look like how I am a healer or how someone else is a healer, but the way you are innately is a healer. Your innate gifts, your divine gifts are healing to this planet. And that's why I'm so fucking passionate about this, because you have to tap into this. You have to find this part of you. No one can do this for you. I can help. I know people that can help. I know lots of people that can help. But you still have to do the work. You have to find it within you. But when you do, not only do you learn to heal yourself, but it also starts healing the planet. This is why I'm so passionate about this, because it all starts in here. Discover you have these gifts, and then you get to share them with the world and help heal the world. Okay, it is our, off my soapbox, back to the card. It is our natural inclination to remember, to return to, and to reclaim that central and eternal life force from which we so easily drift away. In Sanskrit, the word avidya means forgetting. And it is said that this is the source of all suffering and disease. I mean, hello, you guys, every major culture and religion on our planet currently has a veil. It's some belief in a veil of this river of forgetting. Veil, there's rivers, there's a couple of other things that aren't coming to mind right now because I haven't finished my coffee. But this forgetting is part of the process. We have to forget so we can remember, so we can find our way back to who we are. It's part of the journey, the hero's journey. Hello. The healer's mission then becomes to move through the comfort of forgetting. Be comfortable with not knowing, you guys. That's winter energy. Through the veils of ignorance and denial to reveal the radiance that already exists. It's already within you. We spend so much time looking outside of ourselves for it. If we would just take a minute, sit our asses down, close our eyes, go within, you will find it. I promise. The healer approaches this in multiple ways, from multiple angles, knowing the cycle of healing is not linear. No, it is not. It is a multi-layered and circuitous process, always leading back to its own origin, much like the Ouroboros. And the Ouroboros is that mythical snake that's eating its tail. So it's interesting. This one's not eating its tail. It has 3 heads. Interesting. When light, the healer is self-contained, grateful, awake. When dark and its shadow, it's tired, needy, forgetting its own practice. Oh, who's being called out? And this Virgo moon, Virgo is very studious, very disciplined. They have their routines, and man, you mess with their routine and they get really upset, but they're going to be like quietly angry at you and just shoot daggers at you from across the room and be a little huffy. So as this Virgo moon comes, I'm feeling like, okay, so the ordeal, right? This is the ordeal, the deeply profound challenge and dilemma that you will face on your journey to this dream, to realizing this dream. And it is uncovering the healer within you. And imposter syndrome is real. Can I get an amen? All my healer friends, I know there's like 4 or 5 of you already on here that are healers. I know. Imposter syndrome is real. I am continually checking. Is this real? Am I real? Have I gone off the deep end? Am I going a little too crazy? Yesterday, I was talking to my friends about a conversation I had with the sun. And I was just like, am I crazy, you guys? I'm talking to the sun and the sun talks back to me. Like I can have a conversation with the sun. And they're like, that's amazing. And I was just like, and I'm asking the sun, is this you? Is this really you? Or is this just me? Like I'm still, and I've been doing this. I've been in this industry for 20 years, over 20 years now. And I still have to question, is this real? Am I real? Am I legit? And my friend had she had beautiful wisdom for me yesterday that made me feel really good. And I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. But she said, I think when you stop asking, that's when you need to worry. Because just always checking in, tuning in. Are we okay? Am I okay? Am I doing okay? Am I on the right path? Am I on the right path? Am I crazy? Is that you? Like, is really powerful. And that starts to teach you and your spirit, your higher self to trust your communication. It's this beautiful play back and forth. It'd be like having a conversation with your partner, business or life or whatever, and being like, are we okay? Are we doing okay? Is this, am I understanding us correctly? It's just checking in. And I do that often with my business partners. I do that often with Jerry. I do that with my kids. Just these check-ins, like, are we still okay? Because in my mind, I feel like we're good. Are we good? Is this in my head? So that felt really true for me. Oh, yes. Noticing how I use my dark humor as sneaky self-sabotage. Oh, such a beautiful awareness. We are good at dark humor in my family. Yeah. Interesting about Sark. I didn't know that was its meaning. I know, right? I was like, oh, when I heard that, my heart just started to hurt because I just thought like that was how we showed our love in my family. It was like, I'm going to be sarcastic and okay. Let's see. I have imposter syndrome when I thought I was all about me, but now before I do anything, I open myself to be a vessel only for the higher power to move through me, and all of that went away. Yes. I mean, if you were here for the beginning of this call or this, whatever this is, it was just like, okay, what do we need to know for the highest good of all involved? Because yes, this is about me and my dream, but I want my dream to also contribute to the collective. So how is this for the highest good of all involved? So beautiful. So beautiful. That is one of my favorite phrases. Because then it gets you out of ego too. You're just like, okay, this isn't just about me because whatever I do affects everyone around me and causes ripple effects. So how is this the highest good of all involved? Okay. The next card is the boon. This is our 4th card. So we've got this one and one more to go. The boon, the reward. Oh, you made it. This is the wisdom you receive after going through this hero's journey. The gift is mystical by nature and can't be found in creature comforts. So it's not like this is going to be a car or a house or $1 million or the body of your dreams. Like this is going to be an energetic, the wisdom, that knowing with the G, that gnosis. Okay. Boon. The prayer. The prayer. To LX. Here we go. I love this image. I do love this card. It is a really beautiful card. I have pulled this multiple times. Okay. The worship, the reverence, the homage. What is prayer? When are we in a state of prayer? And when are we not? To whom or what do we pray? I love these questions, especially when I went through an existential crisis, faith crisis, and did leave my faith of origin. These are questions that I had to sit with and ask. And I did find answers. And I encourage you to do the same if you're like, I don't know. But some people know, and honor, if it makes you feel good, honor that. And there's no judgment. Like I just want everyone to find that thing for them, really. And I don't care what it is. I just want you to find that thing for you that's like, that feels so good. Archetypally, the practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time as a remedy for the omnipresent self-centered thinking that spins us towards illusion. I'm going to read that again. So good. The practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time as a remedy for the omnipresent self-centered thinking that spins us towards illusion. Prayer leads us beyond our ego as we move from our little story to the big one. Our little story to the big one. The collective, right? How does my dream help heal the world? And then tell yourself that you don't have time for that. Ooh. I mean, you're like discounting humanity. You are discrediting humanity. There's another word. It's going to come to me. Anyway, others say prayer. Wait. Some may say we are in a state of prayer anytime we are not at the center of our own thoughts. Others say prayer is a natural result of gratitude. Perhaps it is simply surrender or service. Whatever prayer is for you, this card reminds us of its importance. Get quiet, get low, and soft. Be humble. Bow and touch the ground as your heart lifts to the sky. Though it may be uncomfortable, it is time. Nothing else will do. When light, the prayer is offering to be of service and asking for guidance. When dark, expecting results, self-aggrandizement. Experiment with active bowing down. Nearly all spiritual traditions make a practice of prostration. Like seriously, when was the last time you like legitimately like knelt down in prayer and humbled yourself to not your own selfish wants and whims, but like, what would you have me do? How can I help the collective consciousness? What is it about me that can contribute to create a more beautiful world? Help me find that healer, right? The healer within me. Help me discover that. Help me open and tune in and like, just grow this. And it's through prayer. And like this, you guys, is so important. Every day, multiple times a day, I'm in a state of prayer. And I don't often kneel. So it's like a call sometimes to like get down to the earth. And here we are in Virgo moon, this earth pragmatic energy. Get connected to that earth energy, this real world that we do live in, and then offer up this sincere prayer to the divine and go, okay, where would you have me go? What would you have me do? Who would you have me help? Like, it is just one of my most favorite prayers to say. I love that prayer very much. I say that one a lot. Okay, the last card. You guys, how are you feeling on this so far? Okay. Prayer moved me beyond my ego. Yep, surrender and service. Holy Mother, such a good reading. Thank you, Britta. How's everybody else feeling? Everybody else kind of got quiet. You are a healer. And don't let whatever thoughts and judgments and criticism that's running through your head right now, don't let it sink in, because it's a lie. And just because it's in your head does not mean it's true. Those thoughts, scientists still don't know where thoughts came from. Like they can measure when we have a thought, if it's positive, if it's negative, how our body reacts. Still no clue where they come from. I have a lot of ideas, and that's we actually talked about it in our Tuesday night class quite a bit. But just because you have a thought does not mean it is true. So like, stop believing your thoughts. Just look at them and go, oh, okay, I see you. That's interesting. I have that thought. Where did that come from? Do I really believe that? Is that really true? And this is the purpose of meditation. You don't have to like go to some world. You don't have to travel and on dragons and fairies and see angels. And like, sometimes meditating is sitting and going, that's an interesting thought. Do I believe that? Is that really true? Where did that come from? How long have I been believing that? How long have I been letting this thought stop me from being who I am? And sometimes getting low, kneeling down, folding over, dropping the head lower than the heart. The ego's up here. The heart, when you drop the head lower than the heart rises. And also this brain chemistry happens when you tilt your head forward. All of the brain juices, I don't know the technical term, but the brain juices that our brain is floating in, they slosh forward and they create this chemical reaction in our body that says, go within, be quiet, observe, be aware of what's happening in here. And so this act of bowing down to pray humbles that ego mind and says, I am just human and I am divine. And I have these gifts and I'm asking for help, uncovering them, unlocking them, and the courage to step into them and own them. Okay, next. Oh, wait, let me see. Okay. Britta, I so appreciate your comments. Where's everybody else, y'all? The more you engage, the more it goes into your physical body, mind, and spirit. And I know this is like, it's not just me trying to get views and stuff. You guys, this is a private page. It's not like I'm trying to like boost an algorithm here. This is just for you guys. But the more you engage, the more you respond to the questions I ask, the more it solidifies the answers in your brain. And the more it starts to work on not just the mental, emotional level, but the physical, visceral level. Typing, seeing, like literally moving your fingers is a physical act that has to take energy and emotion, thought from the brain through the body into the hands, and then the eyes see it and it solidifies it. This is like neuroscience facts. I love prayer. I immediately shift to gratitude. Yes, Jen, prayer is so, so beautiful. Okay, so the return. This is what you can expect to encounter upon your return. Remember, we started out as a pilgrim, you guys. We started out on this new adventure, going after our dreams. We had to overcome obstacles like self-deprecating humor. We had to discover that we are the healer we're looking for. And we learned the power of prayer and prostration. Well, I call the inner critic brain and work. We call it the critter brain and work toward the pioneer brain. Brains are so interesting. Yes, I love. That's the Virgo rising in me. I love to learn about how all of this stuff works and putting all of the pieces together from Eastern to Western, all the energy medicine woo-woo with the current Western medical sciences. So fun to piece them together. Okay, the boon, the return, or not the boon, the return. Oh, this is going to be interesting. The mask. LXI. Here we go. Okay, here's the image, the mask. One side is all light and colorful. The other side is all in shadow. Mask looks like a stone mask. Okay. The persona, the performance, the reveal, the new you. We often think of a mask as something that conceals our identity, yet contemplate the possibility that the mask permits our true identity to be revealed. It's an interesting spin on the mask, right? I was raised in a house where it was like we put on masks, we put on airs, we would just like everything's fine, right? And then we'd have a sarcastic outburst and then sweep everything under the rug and then put the mask back on. But this is like, ooh, the mask permits our true identity to be revealed. It's giving us permission. It's permission energy. It allows. The mask gives voice to that which was previously rejected. When this card appears, enact the side of you that is seeking expression, yet was never given a role to play on the stage of your life. Ooh. You are in the realm of theater, so anything is possible. Speak with the other's voice, embody the other's limbs. You are taking part in the ritual of expanding the self. There may be mischief and deception around, and others may be trying to wear trying on new masks too. No one is sure who is who. It's likely you've become so attached to a single mask that you need to fall face forward into this perception bending time. Trust it. When light reveals what has been suppressed, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Because it's time. It is time, you guys, that we take off these masks that we have been placing on layer after layer after layer after layer. I mean, not only metaphorically speaking, but literally speaking. I'm watching these reels and TikToks of women literally covering their faces with paint and putting on fake lashes, and like we are pretending. And like, if it makes you happy and if it fills you up and you feel like that's an expression of you, that's one thing. If it is a covering up, a masking, I don't like how I look, so I need to look a different way, the clothes you wear, the jewelry you adorn yourself with, the way you do your hair, the way you talk, these are all masks. These are all identities that we've been holding on to, and we've become rather attached to some of them. Like, no, this is who I am. We're in this world where separation is rampant. I'm LGBTQ. I'm Republican. I'm pro-vax. I'm pro-life. I'm. And we separate and separate and separate and segregate and put in little categories and little categories. And it's like, stop. We are all one. We all want the same thing. We all want to be able to take off our mask and be loved for who we are. And this is our reward. This is our reward, to discover that we can fucking throw those masks and be like, look, world, this is who I am. I'm a motherfucking healer, and I came here to this world to give my part. And if you don't like it, that's okay. That's okay. I know I'm not for everybody. I am intense. I am big. I am loud, and I am not for everybody. And that's okay. That's why I'm part of a collective, because I know that there's other people out there who have things that I don't have that can help people that I know and love and care about. It is time to throw away the mask and step into your true identity as a healer on this planet, just by being you. Doesn't mean you have to put on a new persona and pretend to be some hippy dippy woo-woo person, then to be all enlightened. No, if that's not you, that's me. That's how I am. But that doesn't have to be the way you do it. What is your healer? This is what I feel like the reward is. And I'm like so passionate about this, you guys, in case you can't tell. So fired up about this. Throw off all those masks that you've been putting and sit with the real, raw, vulnerable, naked, true you, and start to know through prayer that it is enough. You are enough. You are everything you've been looking for. It's been here all along. Okay. Woo! Just got a little fiery there. So the mask, when light reveals what has been suppressed. Oh my gosh. Are you so ready to be free? and not tied to anybody's expectations. It is so magical, you guys, to walk around and be completely me, to be in a relationship where I can paint my moon blood on my body and Jerry can come and be like, okay, have fun. I love you. I'll be out here if you need anything. Like, there's like, he just accepts me for me and loves me for me and all my weird, quirky things that I do. And it is so freeing. And I have a community of people here at the collective where I can show up and I can be like, oh, you guys, and you still love me. And not only do you accept me, you embrace, encourage, and celebrate me and encourage me to keep going. Like, it is so freeing. And when you start to take off these masks, let me tell you how many masks I took off. I took off the I'm a perfect stay-at-home mom mask. I took off I'm a perfect Mormon mom mask. I took off I'm a perfect daughter. I took off the mask that I look a certain way in society because, heaven forbid, people think I'm weird. I took off all of these masks and I lost people at every single one. But guess what? It made way for better people to come into my life that loved me regardless of what mask I was wearing. It made space for the people that are supposed to be in my life that push me, encourage me, call me out on my shit and say, no, nice try, Jenny. I see you. I see you. And it's like, oh, I do. I feel so called out, but at the same time, so grateful because I couldn't see it. And I've surrounded myself with people who can and care enough about me to point it out. And it is so freeing. So freeing, you guys. I can't even explain this. Okay. When in shadow, the mask further conceals what is rejected. It's like just putting another Band-Aid on it. Ooh, this wound, this gaping wound that's down to the bone, that's seeping pus and blood. Let's just put another Band-Aid on it. It's fine. Because heaven forbid someone look at that and go, ew, right? Instead, take it off and be like, help. And you will find out, oh my gosh, I have one right here. Did you see that? No, I didn't. You've covered it up so well. Oh my gosh, now we can be vulnerable and we can connect on this deeper level that we're human and we're struggling as we work to figure out who the fuck we are. Need to read anything more about that? Let's see some of these comments because I went off for a minute. Okay, let's see. Christine, hippy dippy woo is awesome. I agree. I love it. Jenna, man, my Mars in Aries gets that passionate. Go girl. My moon is in Aries. So I'll go a little fiery. Feel the fire, baby. Yes. Here's to the real tribe. Those who are best friends, who can call you out when you need it and support you when you need it. Amen. Because this is the reward. The mask is the reward. So it's a little interesting because I just feel like the mask is telling us that the reward is like, it's safe. Once you've gone through this journey, you take that first step, being the pilgrim, stepping into this unknown world that you've kind of been putting off because we'll do it tomorrow. This is a little more comfortable and that's uncomfortable. When you step into this pilgrim journey, you overcome the threshold of just trying to make fun of everything and self-deprecate yourself. And you discover the healer that is within you. You humble yourself through prayer. The reward is that mask can finally come off and you can finally be free to be who you are, who you're meant to be. Now, who you think you should be by all of these standards and these check boxes and ticks, there isn't any of those. The healer, the prayer, there's no like, oh, you have to pray for 5 minutes every day at 6 a.m. in the morning. And you need to, I don't even know what this one, you got to light a candle and burn some sage and say this word and turn counterclockwise 3/4 of a degree. There's no rules. There's no rules here. This is you going on a journey, a pilgrimage to discover who you are. Who you already are. Do you remember in the healer, it talks about this is a remembering. This is a remembering, a reclaiming. This is not a, I found it. Oh, look, I found it, guys. I found it. It's right here outside of you. It's not. And this is where we get so caught up because we we watch these movies and we read these books and we hear these stories and we think, I got to go on this journey to find myself. And it's something out here. I think it's this car is going to make me happier. This this relationship is going to make me happier. This money is going to make me happier. This body is going to make me happier. It's not. I can promise you that. I did all of those things. I went for all of those things. I got them all. And I was still miserable because I had mask after mask after mask, and I was busy trying to keep up appearances. I got to keep that mask on because if that mask falls, then I'm going to lose it all. And it just was just chaos. It was pure hell. It was pure hell. And now I have switched my life around, completely owned and honored who I am, what I do, what my natural gifts are. My weirdness, I embraced it instead of rejecting it and shunning it. No, that's too weird. People are going to think you're crazy. Don't say that. Just pretend and act normal and just be like, blah, 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 blah. Exhausting, frustrating. And all of those things that I got, I had a multi-million-dollar business. Multi-million-dollar business. Miserable. I was miserable. 16% body fat. It's Olympic athlete level body fat. No six pack, no thigh gap, miserable. Can't have a perfect body, can't have a perfect life. Right? I had all the things and I was miserable because I was not being true to me. I was still wearing those masks. I was pretending to be what I thought everybody thought I should be instead of owning who I am. Claiming who I am. I came here as me for a reason because only me can change the world the way I can. And it's by doing these weird readings. I don't know, by hugging and being goofy and doing cartwheels and handstands and drumming and laughing when I should be crying because that's what my cry sounds like. Jen can attest. My cry and my laugh, you guys, sound exactly the same. I remember my kids coming downstairs one time and going, "Are you laughing or crying, Mom?" Because it was, my cry and my laugh sound exactly the same. I'm just weird and it's okay. It is wonderful. And by allowing myself to be who I am and to go for my dreams, that was the thing. In order to have the thing that I really wanted, I had to own who I really was first. And now it's just happening. Like it's just happening. It's just unfolding. These things keep showing up and just showing up. People, places, opportunities, friends, community, like experiences just showing up because I'm me. I just show up as me and I let go of expectations. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to wear any masks. So that way it's always easy to keep track of. Wait, who was I with those people the last time I was there? Was I like cool and sophisticated, calm and collected Jenny? Was I like goofy and a bit out there Jenny? Was I a wild and wacky Jenny? Was I like, what Jenny was I? And how do I like trying to remember and keep all of that together? Oh, but when I'm just like, no, this is me, take it or leave it. And it's not about me and how they feel about me. There's nothing to say about me. It's all about them. It's just like a piece of chocolate cake, right? On the countertop. You go to a bakery at the countertop and they've got all of these different things. I'm the chocolate cake, the most decadent, deep, rich, thick chocolate cake. And sometimes one bite is a lot. And it stays with you for a very long time, but you want to come back for more. So people are like, nah, not a chocolate cake. Actually, that cobbler looks really good. Or you know what, I want that fruit platter. Or actually, I'm more of a savory person. Can I have, I don't know, Hot Pocket? That's the first thing that came to my mind. So anyway, I hope these analogies are making sense. And I hope that this is encouraging you. Like I share these things with you because I wish I had this information when I was going through all of this. I wish I had this permission energy. I wish there was someone that was in front of me going, look, I did it. You can too. And I got you. I'm here for you. I'm cheering you on. I believe you. And not, I had a lot of people going, this is the way. If you do these steps, you'll find this happiness. Follow this program and you will find this happiness. Guys, I did all of those. I was a seminar junkie. Every weekend I was going to a different seminar, a different workshop. I can't even tell you how many books I have read and devoured and studied trying to find the answer. You know where I found it? Inside. When I got quiet, when I sat with myself and asked questions to my thoughts and judgments and my fears. And ever since then, life has been phenomenal. Okay, let's see. What's everybody saying here? Pull up my phone. Okay. It is time to live with our authentic selves. We all have our own unique gift and greatest sin. And the greatest sin, quote, is to cover that all up with false identities. That's a really interesting perspective. Is that the original sin? Pretending to be who we're not? I don't know. I love that though. We are all one. We are way too divided. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I'm so glad I'm not alone here. So proud of you, girl. Rip off the mask, show others how amazing life can be. Love you so much. Oh my gosh, Cindy, you were integral in this. You helped me break some of those chains with your breath work. Weird is the best. Normal sucks. You know, that's how it is for me. I love being weird. Weird for me is a compliment. Normal is like, oh, I did normal for a really long time. I'm done with it. But that is some people that is who they are, and that's okay for them too, right? It's this finding that honoring everyone for who they are, meeting them where they are. And this is our hope, our goal, our dream, our purpose at the collective. We don't believe there's one size fits all. And that's why we're not selling you these programs that it's like 4 steps to this and 7 steps to that and 5 ways for this. It's like, I mean, we have some of those, but it's not like this is the thing that's going to solve all your problems. It's just a tool to help teach you to learn how to work with your own energy. Like that's what we're doing is like, try this tool. We are currently writing a course manual. We're writing a manual. And this manual is going to be everything that we have all learned in our lives and how we found it. Because we found things at times when we needed them, and we learned those tools and then we made them our own. We're not experts in these fields. We're experts on ourselves. We're experts in self-healing. We're experts in self-exploration. Curiosity over compassion. It's one of my favorite things. Curiosity over compassion. How can you be more curious? Curiosity over criticism. That's what I meant. Curiosity over criticism. How can you be more curious instead of critical? Because we're not here to have it all perfect. We're not here to have it all figured out. We came here to experience it all. That's why we're here. So we don't get so hard on yourself. Like, where did we find that? Where in our society did we go, oh, if you don't get it right, you're a fuck up, you're a failure, and you might as well just go hide yourself in shame. Like, where does that come from? But it's real. It feels so real. I can't mess up. Oh my gosh, what will happen if I mess up? But the mess ups are where the magic happens. That's where we learn, oh, that's why it hasn't been working for me. And it's where we start to build our manifesting muscles. It's where we start to build our intuition muscles. I call them divine detours, right? Like, what? Oh, okay. I was headed thinking my dream was this way, but I have this big flop and fail in the world. It would be called a fail. But I'm like, bloop, what do I learn from it? Okay, clearly that was not the direction. And what I learned from that is actually, if I tweak it like this and I think about it that way and see it this way, that direction's a little bit more aligned. Whoop, and start heading that way. And then there's another fail. Divine detour. There is no failure. It's just more learning, more experiences that we get to have in this beautiful 3D reality where we can touch and feel and see and smell and taste. And we get to literally viscerally experience love. Viscerally experience grief. And how beautiful are both of those? And they seem like opposites, right? Love and grief, same pole. Where does love end and grief begin? right? What is the line? Where is that? And it's going to be different for everybody. And so like, this is where there is no separation, because we're all on our own little path and journey, and we're along the ride together, bumping into each other going, oh, wow, whoa, whoops. Oh, hey, you showed me. I never thought about it that way, right? Like, the greatest sin is to not own who we are. Interesting. I never thought about it that way. So I love learning new perspectives. Thank you so much all for coming and sharing with me. To take this a little deeper, I would invite you to look at what house your Virgo is in. Each house represents a different relationship. And this is what we are going to be covering this whole next year. And I say year because we don't start our year until the zodiac year starts, which is March 20th. Because winter is not the time to start doing things. New Year's resolutions is bullshit. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to say it. We have zero energy. We're in water. We're supposed to be resting. We're supposed to be recalibrating, rejuvenating, resetting, not setting goals and trying to go after it. That's wood energy, which is spring, March 20th. So we're almost there. We got 2 more weeks and then we're there. But we're going to be starting in March. We are going to be teaching about the 12 houses in the zodiac, the relationships of each house, because each house is a relationship. And how do you identify in that relationship? Will have a lot to do with the planetary placements that are in that house and your zodiac sign that is in that house, and how you just default, your energy defaults. This is not like this is who I am identity, right? Because we're not about that. I threw that mask. In fact, I should probably find that card before I put the deck away. But I threw that mask because this is just a understanding, a foundation of this is how I came. This is how the planets were when I showed up, and everything has energy, right? And so this is how I showed up. This is my default. And when I can understand my default, I have power to move outside of that, to choose differently, to respond differently. So we're going to be making these wheels. This is my zodiac wheel. In here are my houses. So I can tell you right now, my Virgo is in my first house, which is my I am house, myself, me, ego, appearance, outward personality. My archetype is student. I'm a student in my Virgo house. I don't have any planetary placements in here. So it is an open house, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing in there, right? So myself, my appearance, my ego as a student archetype, it's all about humility and devotion to learning. The shadow is not taking action or knowledge. Not taking action on knowledge gained, I should say. So this is my Virgos in my first house. And so looking at this is the chart we're going to be making in our online course. It's every Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. You can just drop in. It's a $30 class, or it's included in our membership for $59 a month. Or our online library if you want to watch it afterwards. So I would invite you to look up where Virgo is, what house it's in, what that relationship means to you. The archetype thing is something we're doing in our course. If you understand it, you can do it on your own. And one thing that we'll also be doing this year is combining our gene keys and our human design into this, so it's all in one place. So right here, you can see there's my gene keys and there's my human design. So this is all stuff that we're going to be doing in our online class on Tuesday nights. So if you're wanting to know more about who you are at a default level and learning your relationship with these houses, and then what the planets and the zodiacs mean, and then all of that other stuff, if you just a deep understanding of self so you can tap into that healer energy, that's going to be our Tuesday night class. I can put links in the comments for anybody who wants to know more. Let's see if there's any comments. I went way over. Looks like I'm frozen. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay. Yep. Okay. No more comments, but I love you all so much. And it is time, you guys. It is time. 2020 was the Great Awakening, right? Clear sight, 2020. I've got clear vision. And shit got stirred. And you started to see what was and what was not working in your life. And now we're 3 years after that. What are you doing with that information? And it's like Saturn in Pisces is telling you now. Now is the time to start going for this dream. It is time. It is time. It is time. And you are capable. You are worthy. You can do this. And if you want help, we are here for you. Like, that's what we do. I love you so much.